Hello, welcome back. My name's Andrew, and those two down there, very tired. We've been for a long walk. That's Chris, and that's Will. And I'm back home. It's really nice to be back here. I know, strictly speaking, I've been living here for 3 years, but knowing I don't have to get up every morning to go back and forwards to the house in the village is really nice. Getting up now, walking around here, getting a feel for it again. I've been really ignoring this, and I figured as this is the start of my fresh new journey, I've got new goals, new targets and so on, it's a good place to start here and have a little catch up, a little regroup as to what's been done here so far. So I'll let you see that, and then we'll do a little walk around and just re-familiarise ourselves with this house. Before I continue with that, there's something important that I need to share with you regarding my channel name, Rural Algarve Living. In 3 weeks time or so, I'll keep notifying you up to that point. I'm changing the name from Rural Algarve Living to that blonde guy. Something I wanted to do for a really long time, but I've been putting it off because we've been so busy. I think it makes sense to change the name to that blonde guy, partly because Rural Algarve Living to me sounds a bit like a Facebook group page and a little bit niche. That blonde guy kind of suits. The channel isn't changing. It's literally just the name and there's nothing weird in it. It's just I decided that that's what I want to do. Rural Algarve Living, by the way, will be an umbrella over this channel. And as you know, as I've mentioned many times before, but I haven't set it up yet, the other channel that I'm going to be doing, which I won't go into at this point, I don't want to confuse you. But as I said, Rural Algarve Living will now be changing to that blonde guy. And YouTube have told me that it won't make any difference at all to those of you that are subscribed or click the notification bell. Not at all. But you know how things work. So just check that you haven't been unsubscribed. And well, I will be putting in the titles Rural Algarve Living, so you should still be able to find me. So don't worry, nothing weird, nothing strange, just fancy to change the title. It suits as we're starting back here, carrying on where we left off around about video 48. And I'm really looking forward to it. Back to this. And there you go. Not a lot that I've done to this house, given how long I've been living here, nearly 3 years. But I wasn't planning on doing anything until we'd finished a house in the village. And at the very beginning, I wanted a little bit of a chill from the previous houses. That was very stressful. I did know we were going to be buying that house 8 months before we actually finally got the deed sorted out. So it was a patience game. So I knew I didn't want to do anything to this until we'd sorted all that out. So it just gave me a lot of time to just calm down a little bit and absorb it all. Now, I am in this video going to do a walk from the front all the way to the top of the hill because I just want to show you the land area and the house. So going forward, we're all in tune with where everything is. So that's going to be the intention. I'm probably going to start this in the next week, and so you won't miss out on anything because I'm still next week hopefully going to get up the first of the 2 videos of the time lapse of the house in the village. But as you can imagine, 18 months worth of videos and so on to sift through and put it all together is taking a little bit of time. So where are we? We are about to start this house, and you know what? In the videos going forward, it is about my journey, so I'm going to be incorporating as many things as I possibly can, not just the house. Obviously, that is a priority. I've got to get all that sorted out. I'm going to be doing most of the work myself, including making everything that goes in it. We've got all the landscaping on the outside. We've got a little bit of land to cover up there. And so there's going to be a lot of that in my videos. And I hope that that's going to come across well. But also there are going to be other things that I do in my life. So I will try where possible to add those things in to just try and spruce it up a little bit. Not a lot more I want to say at this point. I'm going to start at the front and we'll work our way in that direction. And we'll do a drone over the top as well to give a better bird's eye view. Really what I'm doing there is just by just showing you in through the windows and the door, because a little bit of an overview more of this video, and I'll go into more details when we get to it in a couple of weeks' time. There's so much junk in that house that I can't move around in it, and when it's all cleared out, we can have a better look then, and I can go into more detail. I've ordered something that I can store all that stuff in, so hopefully the next week or two I could start emptying that out, and we can have a good fresh look. So let's have a little walk around the side, and we'll go up in that direction, which is north, and see what there is to see. Oh, the well. Looking very empty at the moment, but it'll fill up when we get some rain. So this has been in quite a few of my videos, as a number of you will be more than aware of, and I have had to step away from it. So that was actually another thing that I've done to the area around here, but I am going to be coming back to this because I want to do a start to finish with this whole area. But as you can see, I've let it basically go, all the stones around the outside. My plan is to get a kind of platform around here so that it just looks a lot nicer. Maybe some barbecues, a bench on here somewhere that'd be nice to chill out. But that will have to be fairly high up on my list, because I don't want to leave it like that and just get that done as quick as possible. But yeah, that was a big job, wasn't it? That holding tank, completely forgot about that one. So I did just put some paint around the inside and tidied it up a little bit. I'm really not sure what I'm going to be doing with that, because it's well, it doesn't hold the water for very long, put it that way. It can be used for something. I'll be working my way in this direction one way or another. At the moment, the holding tank just on this side of the stream, and obviously the well is on the other side there, and that's in a nice contained area. So I am planning on probably putting a fence around there, because I want to start growing the food, and that's probably a good place for it. Hence why I want to make sure that around the well looks pretty cool. We're about 100 meters from the house at this point in time, and we're going to work our way up through the cork trees up to the barragem, or the dam. Rather them than me. It's a bit windy, so I'm having to duck down a little bit here. So this is the barragem dam, more like a little pond or a puddle at the moment. Normally it's a lot less this time of year, but we have had a tiny bit of rain. And in the end of the winter time, it's up to the top of the bank here, which is, if I was to stand up, much higher than my head. So it does get, well, it's not too deep, but it is quite a good area here if we can hold the water in. So I was hoping to get the machine in this week to dig down and dig outwards as well, to see if we can make as much space for the water to fill up. But last year we missed out by a couple of days because it started raining, and now his machine's broken. So yeah, it may have to wait until next year. We shall see. But this is in the center of the width of the land, and it's also halfway up the length of the land, which is about 1.5 kilometers. This is the first point where it starts going up. So half of the land is on the flat side, and then the rest of it goes up in that hill. And that's just the first part of the hill. It then dips down the other side. You'll see all that, and then goes back up again. So realistically, half the land is usable. The rest of it, well, I did get a bulldozer in here to go around this area here, and it has started to overgrown a little bit. It has overgrown a little bit. And I will need to maintain it again. I don't want to get rid of everything around the outside here. I just want to create a trail. And at the moment, it does go over that brow. And when I do get to that, I will hopefully be able to, perhaps, if we can make this wider, get a little hut or something just up in the middle of the picture there somewhere. And I think that would be really nice. And if this does hold the water when we dug it out more during the summer, then it would be nice to be able to walk down here and spend time around it. So yeah, this is a really nice feature, and it was another reason why I bought the house. It's lovely to have your own water. I haven't used any of the water from here, but I am planning to, once that's been dug down and so on, run a pipe from here all the way down through the land, and then down near the front where I can, the back gates, where I can then water the plants and so on. It'd just be nice to utilize what I've got, but it's going to be no good if I start using it and then halfway through the summer now I dry it all up. So I'm really hoping that will make a big difference. I've been told it will, so it is worth the gamble, put it that way. There's a lot of slush underneath here, so a good tidy up. And there's also quite a lot of stones which I can use to build my wall at the front of the house. Oh, I've got to get up now. Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I'm really out of breath. I'm so unfit at the moment. We got to the top. It's quite windy going through the camera, so I've got to really duck down low. That what I just showed you there is the one of the boundary markers. So where I am now is at the top end of my my plot, and we are at the top of the hill. It's about 1.5 and a bit or so kilometers, so it's quite a walk. But one of the things I learned from the previous owner, and I guess he should know, he was an old man, his dad owned the property beforehand, so it's probably been in their family since the very beginning, but he's telling me that this isn't the end is in fact top over there. Now it drops right down before it goes back up again, and it doesn't come across a course, but from where I'm standing to over there, that's quite a way. So in a way, I don't care one way or another, but it is kind of nice to be able to walk up here, and I guess what is kind of cool, I have a sea view. Sadly, Mr. Giraffe is going to have to vacate that wall, at least until I've repaired it. And then I'll paint another one along with Will, Chris, and of course Bert, who I miss a lot right now. I'm going to dedicate this house to the dogs, definitely. With regard to the house, the footprint, 80 square meters, it's not very big. Ample for me, absolutely. It's more than enough for one person, more than enough for two people, to be honest with you. She's out there somewhere. Because I'm an outdoor person, of course, I'm going to be doing stuff on the outside, so that will make the house feel a little bit bigger. I could, of course, extend to 300 square meters as the urban runs from the front fence to the back gates, 2 meters wider than the house. So I can build up to that. The rest of it is rustic. But what's the point in doing that? It's only me. I'm going to make this look good one way or another. Maybe in the future I would extend it, but I've got to get it out of my system that I'm not going to be selling it. So I don't need to do things unnecessarily. Plenty of plans for the rest of this land, don't you worry, and it will reveal itself as we go through the videos. I've got now a storage tent that arrived yesterday, so I can get everything out of the house once I've erected it. Problem is, I've done my arm in and I thought it would heal. It hasn't, so I had to go to the hospital to get an ultrasound on my arm, and it turns out I've torn the tendon. Didn't help, the guy said there's a possibility it won't heal properly. So first thing that goes through my mind is I'm going to end up with a teenage schoolgirl's arm. Yeah, that's not good. It's somewhere in the elbow area. I don't know if it's the forearm or the bicep. I just don't know, but I do know it hurts. So we shall see. I have got to rest it, and hopefully next week when I see the orthopedic doctor, he's going to say, that's nonsense. Don't worry. Take some tablets, Andrew. Wait a couple of days, heal it, and then get on with your house. That's what I'm hoping for. And thank you very much to everybody who's been sending the chocolate in. I really appreciate that. I have been trying to reply to everybody. If I've missed you out, do let me know, because I get literally hundreds of messages every single month. And sifting through it all, I can miss things out. Karina, you sent me a parcel, and it's the most beautifully wrapped things I've ever seen. It's little prezzies for the dogs. I haven't actually opened those up yet. I got some tea bags and a couple of other bits, so thank you so much. But I can't find your details anywhere, so please get in contact with me so I can thank you. And of course, thank you to everybody who's been buying me a coffee when we finished the house in the village. I really appreciate that, and I have been replying. There we go. I'll see you next weekend. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, channel name is going to be That Blonde Guy in a few weeks' time. Until next weekend, take care, look after yourselves. Have a good week. Fruit.